Cello to the good honey bee yard. Yeah, man. I'm trying to do a little small inventory here of the wax sheet, the wax cakes that I have. I want to do some foundation because I have to start getting myself in gear. What I have there is just 4 frames, shallow frames, and I have 4 deep frames there. I have a couple of bottom boards, quite a few inner covers, triangle escape boards. Let me get closer and check that those foundation sheets there. Hold on. Okay, let's take a look and see what kind of condition they are in. Oh my gosh, look at that. Wax mod get to it, man. Oh my gosh, I can't give those bees something like this to work. They will take too much energy out of them. I need them to use that energy to build foundation sheets, not to try and repair and get rid of all that wax moth leftovers. Are there less honey that way? Anyhow, in the next upcoming few months, I will have to get my bees trained and ready for the upcoming 2021 honey season. I see they have they made communication holes here at the bottom, as well as they make a communication hole at the top middle. Alright, you see how they just patch the foundation sheet when I put 2 pieces together. I just have to try and align the one side to the other so that they'll be able to continue with the hexagon. And they did a nice job right here. Yeah, man. So that's what I do when I have a piece that is short. I just join it like that as best as I can, trying to match the hexagon from one piece to the next, and they do a good job at it. This year I'm trying to do foundation in the brood nest wireless, putting those frames down there wireless. So I have already I did about 4 or 5 or 6, I think, of those wax foundation without wire in the frames. So that's my upcoming project. Let me see how that will work out. And the reason for that is when you put wire, this wire is metal, as like you can see this one here, and it prevents communication from one area to the next. So that's why they need to put in those communication holes, you see. So if you have no wire in there, the signal wouldn't get distorted. So putting in nylon string will be helpful, but I want to go wireless, totally wireless. Okay, catch you in the next one. Go in and have some lunch now, and then I'll come back at this, see if I can clean it up. October 11, 2020, 8 a.m. I have set aside this whole 2 acres here for the building of houses. And in these 2 acres, it was covered in kudzu. But having to clean it down so that it can be sold and people could come in and build their houses, the kudzu had to be cut down and, as you see, get more cleaner and readiness for that sort of action to take place. However, what's happening here now is we have a lot of some of these small little plants which the bees are attracted to, like this one here. You see how she has her legs almost filled with pollen. So she's doing her thing. This is what we call feeding on the ground, because these little flowers are so close to the ground. So all through this area here, we have these flowers here, and then we also have the whitehead. The whitehead is this one. Is a difficult plant to get rid of. You have to use a particular type of chemical to get rid of it. And but it's good for the bees. So I try to, to propagate them here. Now that I don't have the kudzu, so which means my kudzu crop this year will be limited. Now the thing is, when the bees come out and feeding on the whitehead need a bit of sunshine, a little bit of the heat to really attract the bees onto it. So today is a very calm, quiet, I wouldn't say, well, yeah, sort of overcast, really the potential of rain coming down today. So I'm going to go up now to closer to the bees and see, what other type of flowers that is coming out. Right now I know that we have see that big tall tree there? That's a hog plum tree, and that hog plum tree, to my surprise, have quite a bit of flowers on it. Sadly, we had to take down about 2 or 3 of the hog plum trees that was on that side there, and I think one was down in the back there. So I'm losing some of the nectar producing trees due to land development. Anyhow, all of that is part of it, I guess. We just have to readjust. Over on the other side there, well, the guy on that side, my neighbor, he is also developing that piece of property there for housing. I am hoping that beyond that, it will have a sufficient kudzu, because I'm looking forward to this kudzu this year, this end of this year, which is middle to the end of November. Yeah, if that open up very nicely and we could get some of that kudzu, I will use that kudzu flow for the development of the bees. What I'm planning to do is to have the bees draw comb, which we normally would do at that time of year. the pomerac tree gone through already. That nice pomerac tree there, and all those at the back in the bushes that you can see from here have already flowered. And going across here now, because we have some corn planted, and it's this yellow flowers need a little bit of sunshine. And I think I see they could get pollen from it, but they're not on it right now. Okay, so right here we have all this corn. See, that is why I just plant my corn here, so that I could get, I wouldn't have to do no big set of pollen feeding. I just hardly feed pollen, you know, because I always have the corn. Of course, I know that the corn does not have that amount of pollen in it. Protein doesn't have that amount of protein, but the bees seem to love it, so why not give them it? So we have all these corn here flowering nicely, and the bees are making good use of it. Okay, so we're almost there. Okie dokie, so how about this? Barbadine, boy. 2 barbadine coming up here, very nice. This one is vining, but I need to check that that kudzu, you know, to see how kudzu vining. I saw some kudzu recently on my way to the city, and I need to check them and see how they're vining, because that's what we do, you know. See that little eggplant there coming up nice? And check out the eggplant flowers. Yeah, man. This is just a little tour to tease your imagination. The corn is coming up here again, and tomorrow I'm going to be planting corn here in these tree beds. Tomorrow is the corn planting day. See, I have it already prepared, so just to come and put in the seeds now. So what these girls are doing today, how active are they? Let's take a closer look. They seem to be very calm. The dead bees that I'm looking at on the ground is normal, everyday death. It doesn't seem to have any bees that dying that give me any reason to have any concern. I'm just looking at the pollen that is coming in. Okay, they seem to be doing okay. So stay tuned. I have to go and check out, as I say, check out the kudzu vine, because that's how we will know how that is going, and we can sort of predict when to give more feed, when to put in the frames of foundation, which I'll be doing in this coming week here. But first I need to go and check that vine to see how they, what we usually would say is how it's vining, meaning the growth, the speed of the growth based on the rainfall and all of that. And by that we'll be able to, you know, tell when and how we could, you know, do the manipulation of the bees. I want to try and focus on a little flower here, which is the hog plum flower. See, that's the flower there. So all over the tree have this flower on the hog plum. It's not many, but enough to sustain the bees during this time of rainy season. I'm also getting a very nice odor coming from inside colonies, and I would like to share with you this. In between here we have this tanko bean tree, and the tanko bean almost finished flowering, and it's that odor that I'm getting. You see, there's a tanko bean flower right there. Maybe you might be able to see it as good as I am seeing it here. But this tree is almost finished, so I would assume some of the other trees that is here, there, and everywhere is in the same stage of finishing. But that odor that I'm getting coming from the tanko bean tree is wonderful. It captivates your attention. And of course, the nectar, turn it into honey, is very nice as well. We also have some mango flowers. So all these flowers that is popping up at this point in time here and there, the bees would make good use of it. I haven't gone to the inside the more bushy areas to see what is happening there, but right here at a good honeybee yard, beautiful Caribbean island of Trinidad, in my area, this is what is happening. This is just a little walkthrough to keep you abreast. Maybe you might be able to do the same thing in your area, and this is how I keep tabs on what is going on, so that I'll be able to capture that nectar source. And when I say training the bees, this is what I mean. I train the bees to be able to get out there and make good use of all the nectar source and all the pollen and everything that is happening. And this is why I would feed the bees liquid hot. Not hot that it will kill them by burning them or anything like that, but hot enough so that just under boiling, I will put it in the containers, and the smell, the odor, that will stimulate the bees. They will want to know what is going on, where that's coming from. And when it gets cool enough and they begin to ingest it, that will stimulate the bees so much so you wouldn't believe. They will go out there and work so hard because it stimulates a nectar flow. well, at least for me. And it also caused them to want to store and build those foundations. So it's just a matter of timing now for that to happen. In this coming week here, like I said before, I will get that going, and I'll have to open up these colonies and start my frame cycling to get that in order, because I need those bees to be up and going for next month. I want them to get up there and see if they could get any kudzu, and then shortly after the kudzu there is the soap vine. Those two trees, well, not trees, those two vines I would feature in upcoming videos so that you will be able to have a better idea what I'm talking about. Alright, let me go looking around again. If I see anything interesting, I would add it to this video. Okay, so here it is. I have found over on this side the soap vine bush, and this soap vine, as you can see with little curl there, it is getting ready to start a vine, or to run, or to grow. And if you notice, all of them showing up their heads over there, they're starting to, it's like you're in a race and you're just waiting for the trigger. So, and if you notice even further back up there, there is more of that soap vine, which is getting ready as well. I just need to locate the kudzu. The kudzu comes in first, and then the soap vine afterwards. So usually I would extract kudzu honey, and then later on, most of the times Christmas Day or Boxing Day, I will be extracting the soap vine. You see how the soap vine, they're getting ready, man. So we just have to time them and see how best we can get the bees to also be timed together with that, within 3 to 5 days apart from the flower opening. That is where beekeeping becomes interesting. You need to be aware of your surroundings and adjust accordingly, and the nectar will be gathered for you. Alright, moving right along as we go, looking and trying to see if we can understand what nature is trying to say. Alright, this is another tree that the bees like. So there are a lot of trees and bushes that I don't cut. I try to encourage them as much as possible. So I wouldn't have all that amount of work to do in terms of pollen substitute and so on. Yeah, man. See the bee quite on top there. She's trying to find all the little bits of nectar. Or pollen. I'm not sure what they're getting from this bush here. Yeah, I feel they're getting nectar, because I could see that she put in her proboscis right down inside the flower. Okay, so catch you later. I'm not seeing any bees on this red flower here. This is also a vine. Anyhow, I guess they will come out a little later. Right here from the Good Honeybee Yard, all these Good Bees videos will be coming directly to you in your inbox. But you'll have to make sure and subscribe and click on that bell icon, and you'll get them first as soon as I make them. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give me that thumbs up too. Please subscribe, and don't forget, leave a thumbs up. Also, here it comes. Ring that bell there for me. I'll appreciate that very much, so that you'll get new videos coming right in your mailbox. Then, if you wish, you can leave a comment. Last but not least, I appreciate everything that you have been doing, and thanks very much for watching. TTFN.